It's a beautiful Vancouver morning. So thanks for coming out to Blog Mastery, the workshop. First of all, I want to apologize, we're running late. Had some technical difficulties with the laptop, so apologize, ask for forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Okay, thank you. So we're in for a content-rich day with a few different guest speakers, and you're going to be learning a lot, and you're also going to apply a lot. So I'm going to be the first speaker, and then there's going to be 4 other speakers. We're going to have a delicious lunch and all. It's all included. We have tea and coffee, and everything's pretty much self-contained. If you need a washroom, it's here. Tea and coffee is around the corner. There's actually cold waters in the fridge too, so you can grab a bottle of water. If you need to actually exit the building, Warren has a key, so the only way you can come in and out of the building is through the fob key. So just make sure you connect with Warren or Monica, and they can let you out of the building. Otherwise, you're trapped here. So, first of all, I want to get to know, the people in the room here, but I want to introduce the speakers first of all. So I'm going to call up all the speakers for the group picture, and just so you get to know who all the speakers are before you hear them a bit later on. So first of all is me, so let's give a round of applause to this guy right here. That's welcome Grace Miles. We're just going to get a picture. So this is Grace. She's going to be talking about branding and blog design. Next up is David. He's going to be sharing about social media. Then we have Nadeem Ahmad. He's going to be talking about email marketing. Yes. And last but not least is Anastasia. She's going to talk about video blogging. So we're going to get a little team picture here. These guys helped put on this whole workshop and presented, made all the PowerPoint.
We're going to move that a little bit.
Oh, a little bit over here. I have no idea.
Even I like the words of the.
Yeah.
Oh, we can you put the book over
we
there?
need to just
Just put the book over there. Yeah, thanks.
There we go.
Say cheese.
No, say chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake. Block
Thursday.
Thursday.
Awesome, thanks guys. So those are our speakers. So they're all subject matter specialists, and I purposely organized it in a certain way. So Grace is going to be talking about branding first, because in order to have a successful blog, first you need to have a strong brand presence. Then you need to have a good blog design. You need to have a strong social media. You need to have an email marketing strategy. You also need to work with your SEO. And then last but not least, you need to do some video blogging. So how does today's agenda sound?
Woo!
Awesome. You also want to thank all the volunteers here. Monica, who's at the door. Robin Wong, who's at the front door over there. We have some photographers like Jeremiah and Michelle, who's doing video today. Michael as well, Michael Rubin. There you go, he's doing some photo. And this Michael over here is doing the timing. So we started a bit late, but I'm cutting out my part, so everything else is going to go according to schedule. So he's going to be making sure all the timing
You're
goes
cutting out
well.
the money?
Pardon me?
You're cutting out the money?
No, I'm going to cut out my first part, but I'm going to focus on the money part. I'm going to speak twice. I'm going to show you the agenda. Actually, the agenda is you all have a workbook. The agenda is right on the front page. So Rick Shetty, Blog Mastery, Grace Miles, David, Dyer, Kevin Hebert over there. He's actually a blog comedian. He's going to be doing some blog stand-up comedy later on. And then, we have the other speakers, and we're going to have some door prizes and all too. But just want to thank all the volunteers, and now I want to quickly get to know the people in the room. Just a quick 1-minute intro, just so we can get to know who is in the room. So, just your name, if you want to talk about your business, and especially your blog. So what's your blog? So let's start over here with Lizbeth, just a quick minute, and introduce yourself to the group.
My name is Elizabeth. I just moved back to Vancouver after 10 years of living in Montreal. I started a blog. I have an idea. I'm very new at the blogging world, so I'm just a baby. But my blog is called A Foolish Consistency, and the idea behind it is I'm telling stories about being new at things or not expert at things or trying new things, basically. So trying to enter into kind of not being an expert and being a baby, I guess, at things. So that's the idea behind it. It was hard for me because I'm actually an Anglophone. I don't speak very good French, so it was hard for me to find a blog community that I could join effectively. So this is very exciting for me.
Awesome.
My name is Mike. I'm an actor, producer, and my blog is about, I'm doing a documentary about losing another 100 pounds and getting cast as a new actor actor. So let's go into that.
Yes. Questions?
My name is Constance. I'm a certified life coach. I am really looking at a new person doing the blog. I don't know anything. I'm here to learn. Thanks.
Right?
Great. If you want, you can do a quick intro too while we're there.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm a graphic designer. I help people use design to make their business goals. Design is not only a pretty, flower or pretty colors on your blog. I write a music blog, and yeah, I've been doing that for 4 years. I give music advice. That's how I learned a lot of what I know.
My name is Nadeem. I have a small consulting firm called Brand Frame. I help bloggers, entrepreneurs, small businesses build a bridge or build relationships with their audience on a back end, per se. Once somebody reads their blog or social media, put them into a marketing funnel using email, and make people successful that way.
My name's Christine. I'm an intuitive coach. I haven't actually got a blog yet, so this is a whole new world to me, and I'm really excited about being part of it.
Right, please.
And my name is Deborah. I'm a yoga teacher. I let the slower types of yoga, both yin and restorative. I don't have a blog, but I'm here to learn about it today, so thank you.
My name is Deepinder. I'm actually actively exploring the blogging world. My interest lies in video blogging, and it feels like a very comfortable medium for me. So I'm looking at, learning some fundamentals to figure out where I want to start. My name is Randy Winter, and I guess my brand is The Passionate Traveler. My site is Passionate Travel. I do a lot of social media. I started doing more blogging, and I have to get back to it, but the shorter stuff is sort of more seductive. And I'm a Renaissance woman and a facilitator.
I'm David Dyer. I'm a social media marketer. I'm getting into being a social media director for smaller companies or larger companies. I'm just getting into it now. I'm rebranding all my stuff from iMarket Resources to now I'm calling it Social Vision. I don't have a blog yet.
Hi guys, my name is Rubin Wong, changetheworldblogger.com is my site. I do everything that changed the world. I recently created an organization called the Global Optimist. I haven't launched it yet, but my sole purpose and mission with that organization and what I do is to bring awareness to people and organizations that are making a difference. So I'm aligning with people that are doing really cool things to change the world and help kids, and I'm so passionate about learning all that I can about blogging and writing, and I guess I'm a bit of a Ricky Shetty wannabe, I want to be Ricky Shetty. No, well, kind of, but anyway, nice to meet you all.
Hi, my name is Simone. I have had a blog for just a few months, and I do things on food design and travel in a nutshell. And I'm here to just learn, get some inspiration and learn how to connect with more people.
I'm Pamela Baxter. I have a manufacturing company making celiac-friendly granola. And I don't blog, but I have wanted to blog for a couple of years to my celiac customers, but also to small-scale food producers. That's another big interest of mine. I'm on the board of the Small Scale Food Processor Association. So I'm here to learn how to do it right, and I'm already enjoying it. My computer would stay connected.
Warren?
Warren Walker. I'm here because I want to get more ideas. I've got a couple. One of them is about faith-based network marketing or faith-based MLM. Another idea I have is that God wants you to be rich and want to blog around that. Where it goes, I don't know, but hopefully I get some more ideas today. For these ideas that actually go on. I'm a passionate environmentalist, and yesterday was celebration time when we found out the Supreme Court decision which effectively blocks that pipeline.
Hi, I'm Monica, and I'm College and Babe. I'm working to build my blog around how to effectively market a product that I'm truly passionate about. And so I'm here to just get clear views on how to do that, because I don't want to be a salesman. I just want to recommend something I want that I really passionately love.
Hi, I'm Shifa. I'm brand spanking new. Just want to learn about blogging and how I can cater to seniors and their families. Hi, I'm Anastasia, Russian, graduated from MBA school at Montreal, moved here, and I'm absolutely in love with Vancouver. I'm so happy to be here. And here I do videography. I have my own company, Movie About You. I will have my 40 minutes and I will tell you all the secrets. Thanks.
Hi everyone, Kevin Giebert. I'm a financial planner and just published a book that you can find in chapters called Financial Photographs, How to Talk About Money with Your Family, How to Talk About Your... See, I wrote it, I can't remember the title. How to Talk to Your Family About Money, there we go. And then through that book I'm utilizing blogging, video blogging, and blogging through Gold Girl Finance out of Winnipeg. Promote myself as a financial planner and as an author too. So.
Sorry, please, what's your name?
Kevin Giebert. And I'll be doing a few jokes, yeah.
Hi, my name is Guillermo Schwartz. I just started a company called Diveling, where we try to get readers to engage with the blogs or the news that they're reading. They manage to, through my app, they manage to create comments directly on the page, and other people can come and read them. And they can actually share them to social networks, and they get notifications. So basically we keep the conversation on your blog instead of having the conversation in Twitter or Google or somewhere else.
Michael?
My name is Michael Rubin. You see my name tag here says Michael's Clogs. The story behind that is basically I used to have an online clog store. It was called Michael's House of Clogs, and it got whittled down to a screen name called Michael's Clogs. I've been blogging since probably 2005. I used a blog to actually take a shoe store to $1,000 a day in profit, and I'm still kind of blogging ever since.
Lovely Michelle.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I'm launching a brand new company at the beginning of July, and it's called Copper Nuggets. So I would like to start a blog for that company, so I'm here to learn and to shoot this video for Ricky. And I'm hoping that each one of you will give me a testimonial of what you gained from this workshop. So all I want to know is that, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm at this blogging workshop, and this is what I gained from it. So think about it. At the end, I'll be doing testimonials from each one of you. You can't leave without a testimonial.
Thanks, Michelle. So thanks, everyone. Let's give her a round of applause. As you can see, there's such diversity in the room. You know, there's a different type of bloggers, different type of businesses, different type of passions. So blogging is really all about writing about your passion. So we're going to discover our passions today. We're going to learn how to market those passions, and we're going to learn how to monetize those passions. So I had my PowerPoint on my Mac, and it got a little messed up when I switched it to PowerPoint, so I apologize. But we're going to actually have a Twitter contest. All you need to do today is hashtag using blog mastery. Who here is on Twitter? Awesome, so almost everyone in the room. These are the speakers here. There's Tokyo Reek is me, Arden is Grace, iMarket Resource is David, Brand Frame is Nadeem, and then Movie About You is Anastasia. So just follow these people on Twitter if you want to write down their Twitter handles. And so I asked you to do three things today in order to win the grand prize. First is follow the people on Twitter, all the speakers. Check in on Facebook, just check in saying we're having a wonderful time here at Blog Mastery. And use the hashtag Blog Mastery. And the grand prize is, you get 1 hour consultation with each of our speakers. That's actually 5 hours worth of consultations. How does that sound?
Great.
So you're going to get a purple.
So we're going to all lock one person in a room for 5 hours.
It'll be like an interview with 5 people telling you. No, it can actually be done from the comfort of your home through Skype or phone. Like if you have any issues with video blogging, Anastasia will be able to help you. If you have any things with email marketing, SEO, Nadeem. Grace will go over your branding, and David will go over your social media, and I'll go over your monetization blueprint. So it's a great prize, with at least a few hundred to a few $1,000s. So make sure you tweet away throughout the whole time. So agenda quickly, it's all in your manual. Everyone has a manual, right? If you don't have one, Monica, can you pass around the manuals? And we have about 25 manuals, so one for everyone.
No,
There should be quite a few there. So that's the agenda. I'm not going to read it out. You can read it out for yourself. So I want to get to know, we've heard a little bit about introductions. I want to know, what are your passions here in the room? My personal passion is fatherhood and parenting. I want to hear, just shout out some of your passions here in the room. Design, yeah. 2 people with design right in the front. Any other passions?
Self-development.
Self-development, awesome.
Video.
Video.
Video, yeah. Yeah, of course you're a video. Travel. Awesome. Wine. Great.
Celiacs, and also small-scale food producers.
Awesome.
Making a difference in the world.
Making a difference in the world, that's one of my passions too. Awesome. Anyone else? Yourself, Elizabeth?
All of the above. Trying things like evolving. Growing.
Okay. That's one of mine. Constance, any passions?
I'm sorry, but I can't find any more.
That's okay. It's okay.
There's like 25 of them.
25?
Yeah.
There's 2 here.
Oh, there's 2. There's a couple here.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. Someone was trying to say something about passions? Who else has a passion? Let's hear one last one.
Self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care. Awesome, great. So I encourage you guys during the networking breaks and during the lunch to see, the other people's passions that you have something in common with and connect with them. So these are my personal passions here. That's my son Ryan. That's my daughter Rianne. And really I'm all about living for them in terms of making money, in terms of my lifestyle, and really about leaving a legacy for my 2 kids. And my purpose is to build strong families. That's why I have the blog. The blog, daddyblogger.com, that's my personal blog, is really about changing the world one dad at a time. And I'm all about empowering dads and building strong families. So that's my wife Anne. She's the one who's actually cooked a delicious meal for all of us at lunch. So you'll be getting to try that later. And this was actually taken last Sunday, right? At the Highcroft Manor.
Raise money for an elevator.
Yes, this is Highcroft Manor, and they're basically raising money for making a wheelchair accessible. To have a strong nation, we need strong families. A little bit about myself, Daddy Blogger. I launched my blog on December 1st, 2012, so it's been running for a year and a half. And I started pretty much like every other blogger, I just started a WordPress site, just started blogging away. I did have a plan all along to monetize the blog, so I had like an advertise section. I was working with some sponsors all the way from the beginning. I had that plan, but I'd never done any formal education. There was no bachelor's in blogging or master's in blogging or PhD in blogging. I just learned from other successful bloggers, people like John Chow. He's a really good blogger to know, johnchow.com. There's Seth Godin, he's a really good blogger as well. There's Gary Vaynerchuk, he's really good. In Vancouver, there's Miss 604, she's an awesome blogger. If you want to find out how to be a good blogger, I think just learn from other good bloggers. Like Michael over there, who made like $1,000. That's incredible, yeah. Just like him, you could ask him in the break, how do you make $1,000 a day? I'm not even there yet, Michael, so I'm going to actually have to learn from you. You should be teaching us. $1,000 a day is impressive. Yeah, that's really impressive. There's also like there's group blogs here. There's like Van City Buzz. There's 604 Now, Hello Van City, etc. So just learn from those. I learned from those kind of bloggers. I also wrote my first book, which is around the corner. Feel free to grab a copy for any dads you know. Became an Amazon bestseller. I run a few different communities here locally. I run Wigra Dads. It's a community of local dads. I also run Wigra Bloggers. So this is actually the first workshop we've done, which is a full day workshop. But for the last 8 months, I've actually been doing 3-hour seminars in the evenings, and they have run on the third Thursday of every month. So I encourage you guys to check out wigrabloggers.com for all that info about our different events. Our next event is coming up on July 17th, and it's about getting your blog into the media. And we're not going to cover that topic today, but it's a really important way for you to get marketing, and that's how I actually market it. One of the ways I market my blog is through the media. And Nadine's going to be talking about email marketing at our August 1. And we have a few other speakers lined up, so on and so forth, but it's basically third Thursday of the month. I also run something called Why We Have Foodies. Who loves food here? Woo! Awesome, you gotta come out to one of our Why We Have Foodies events. We basically book our restaurant in the city, and we have about 40 to 50 food lovers, food bloggers who come out, and we have the owner of the restaurant share a little bit of the history of the restaurant, and really get to, again, build community. So I'm all about building community, whether it's with dads, whether it's bloggers, whether it's foodies. And you guys in your blog, it's all about building a community, a tribe, a following around your area of passion. I also launched something called Wigra Masterminds. So I like going big, I like having big events from 50 to 60 people, but I also like going small. So our Wigra Masterminds groups, they're limited to 6 people total. We're running actually 4 of them currently. There's 4 mastermind groups around the city. One's in Burnaby, 3 in Vancouver, so if you're interested in the mastermind concept, come talk to me at the break. It's a really good way of keeping yourself accountable. And I'll be sharing with you how to join a mastermind at the end of today. Because one thing to learn all this info today, but it's a whole other thing to get the support and accountability. So I really encourage you guys either to join, our mastermind group, or even form your own mastermind or join someone else's. It's a really pivotal way of growing. I know Kevin's a part of mastermind, right?
Yeah, it's not mastermind yet.
You're part of a mastermind group, not mine.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
How has that helped you?
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, turned my total speaking and life around.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a third-party validation from Kevin there. Masterminds really work. And Michael's actually in my mastermind, so you can ask him about it too. So my topic at the beginning was going to be about blog mastery, and at the end of the day, it's going to be about blog monetization. So how do you become a master blogger? How do you become a successful blogger? These are the 5 other points I would say that you need to do to create blogging success. The first is treating your blog as a business. So who here treats their blog just as a hobby? Yeah, Michelle? Elizabeth? So there's nothing wrong if you treat your blog as a hobby, but if you want to make money on it, hobbies usually don't make you money, right? So there's 2 different ways to look at a blog. One is just as a hobby, and you have your other income stream, your other job, your other business, and your blog is kind of a side hobby where you're just putting your thoughts out online. And the other way to look at a blog is really as a business, and treating it as a business. So what does every successful business need? Let's share some of the ingredients of a successful business. You need? A product. Yeah, you need a product or service to sell. And same with your blog. You can almost turn your blog into an e-commerce store, selling whatever product you already sell through your business or a service. Or if you don't sell a product or service, you can sell someone else's product or service. And that's called affiliate marketing. What else does a successful business need?
A strong brand.
Yes, strong branding. And building a brand around your blog, which Grace is going to be sharing about in a few minutes. So it's really about building a brand around your business, around your blog. Any other ingredients of a successful business?
What?
A target market, absolutely. So with my target market with Daddy Bloggers Vancouver, entrepreneurial dads. It's really narrow and it's really niche focused. I'm not trying to reach all a few billion dads around the world, or even in Canada, or even in BC. I'm looking for Vancouver entrepreneurial dads. That's my target market. So same with your markets, same with your readers. Try to figure out who is your ideal reader. Just like, in a business you should be saying, who's your ideal customer? With a blog, who's your ideal reader? What else does a business need? What else?
Clients.
Clients, absolutely. Readers. Yeah, anything else?
Good content.
Good content, absolutely. content is king on the internet. And the more quality content you provide, the more it's going to be shared, liked, and read. Cool. Yeah, so those are some important ingredients of a good business. You need a brand. You also, to have any successful business, you need to have multiple marketing channels. So social media is one marketing channel, email is another, SEO is another, video blogging is another, interviews is another, running contests is another. So you've got to have as many marketing channels as possible to get the word out about your blog. You also need to learn from successful bloggers, I mentioned a few earlier. And you need to create, to make money, you need to have some kind of a monetization plan. And in our workbooks, we actually have a blueprint in there in the last page. And we're going to be going through that blueprint at the end of today. So the workshop's purposely structured in a way you're going to learn about your brand, then you're going to market that brand, and then you're going to monetize that brand. So you got to stay all the way to the end to learn the monetization bit. And win the grand prizes also. So these are some ways to market your blog. So these are 10 ways to market your blog, and it's actually in the notes as well. So feel free to take notes again if you're that kind of person who learns through writing or typing, or just look in the handout and add any additional points. So the first is email marketing, second is social media marketing, third is video marketing, fourth is SEO. Another really key way to build up your blog readership is doing guest blog posts. So basically that's writing on someone else's blog or getting someone to write on your blog. Doing interviews, so actually in my book, Wisdom from Daddies, I interviewed 100 different dads about fatherhood, and that was my blog content, but actually turned into a book as well. And Warren is actually one of the dads I interviewed, right? And then Kevin as well. But he wasn't in the first edition of the book, so he'll be in the second. So, and I did all these interviews just with Google Hangout, or Skype, or even in person. And I encourage you, again, no matter what your blog is, do interviews. That's a really good way to build up your content. Because what's going to happen is when you do an interview with someone, they're going to share it. They're going to be like, hey, I just got interviewed by Daddy Blog, or I just got interviewed by Mr. Karmajanki. I got just interviewed by the future Magnum PI, right? And that's so powerful because they're going to share with their network, and that's going to help you, and it's going to help them, right? So it's kind of like a win-win for the person being interviewed, and also the interviewee. Another good way to really build up the marketing around your blog is to do product or service reviews. So in my case with Daddy Blog, I'm doing a lot of product or service reviews on things that families need, things that dads need, things that parents need, things that kids need. So that's been a really good way of building my brand presence, because what happens is I'll do a review. So for example, I do a lot of car reviews. I've reviewed a whole bunch of different cars. Actually, Robin Wong and me, we got flown to Winnipeg on a trip, and that was by Volkswagen Canada. And that was just through my blog. And I was able to bring one person, and my wife couldn't come because she's with the kids, so I got my buddy Robin. And yeah, it was a full expense paid trip to Winnipeg. How do they treat us, Robin?
Well, it was ridiculous. In fact, it was so ridiculous that when we got there, the first night we stayed in the same room, a luxury room, and found out the next morning that we had our own rooms. And everyone was laughing at us. But the whole thing was an amazing experience because, like I said, he has a readership following, and we blogged about it. And we drove all the way across Canada, and we were treated like royalty everywhere. It was incredible.
Yeah, and that was just through my blog presence, because Volkswagen was looking for reviews from parent bloggers, from dad bloggers. And there are not many other dad bloggers, by the way. I'm pretty much the only one in Vancouver, and maybe about 1 or 20 across to Canada. There's actually a few hundred in the US, but for some reason in Vancouver, I'm the daddy blogger, so it's good for me. Got the monopoly on the market almost. And yeah, just doing these product and service reviews. So cars might not be a thing, but whatever your industry is, you can do a review around that. Another key way to build up your blog is to do contest giveaways. So I recently just did something for Father's Day, it was just a couple weeks ago, right? So I gave away over $2,000 worth of prizes. And I had about 20,000 entries on that contest, and I had 10 winners. And these were just dads from around Canada. They got everything from like Samsung Galaxy to electric shaver, to a Keurig coffee maker, and hair trip to Harrison, etc. So these companies...
Water rafting.
Oh yeah. Kevin actually won it. He won a river rafting trip. Out of all these 20,000 entries, he was one of the lucky ones, and it was a redraw. So he's going to be going river rafting just because he entered a contest on my blog. And the way you get sponsors is basically, I'm going to be sharing with you how to write up a partnership letter. So you just write a letter to the companies and say, hey, my name's for example, my name is Shetty, known as the Daddy Blogger. I write about parenting from a father's perspective. I'm going to share with you a little bit of my metrics. So I get about 20,000 views a month. I have over 20,000 social media followers. And then I say I have over 300,000 views on my YouTube channel. I'd like to do both a project. I'd like to do both a written review and a video review. Please let me know if you're interested. It's short and sweet. It's like one paragraph. I might fine tune it a little bit. I'll add a link or two. And I'll obviously gear it a little bit to the company I wanted to write about. But that's basically my pitch. I pitched this thing. Obviously I have that strong numbers to kind of validate what I'm doing. And that's what the sponsors want, right? They want to reach my audience. So if you don't have that massive audience, you just have to position yourself well. So even though you might not have a massive audience, you might have a really targeted one, right? So you could figure out your target market and just position it a little bit differently. And you might not have a massive readership, but you would probably still have some kind of social media following. And those numbers are important. So adding up all your numbers, your Facebook followers, your Twitter followers, your LinkedIn connections, your Pinterest followers, your Instagram followers, all the social media, add that all up, you get a number, and that's your metrics. Contests, networking events, whenever you go to a networking event, you get to connect with someone at the end, you can just ask them, or you can tell them, if you want to find out more about me, just check out my blog. Having a business card. And mine has a call to action right on my business card. What does it say?
Check out daddyblogger.ca.
Yeah, so my business card has a call to action. I want them to do something, not just Ricky Shetty, all my phone number and all details, right? So if you're having a business card at home, so you always need to tell them what to do. Why are you doing the card, right? So I want them to do something with it. I also, on my car, I have check out Daddy Blogger on there too. So it's another way to market, right? It's multiple streams of marketing from everywhere. And then public speaking, so obviously doing some speeches, and at the end, thanks for listening to my speech. If you're interested, check out my blog. Any questions, by the way? I'm happy to answer questions as I go. No questions? Yeah?
Do you do this full time, Ricky?
Yeah. So I'm getting full-time income through my blogging and through my events combined. So I run like 3 events a month, and those events I get anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 per event. And then the blogging kind of subsidizes that. So it's not just the blogging that brings me a full-time income, it's the combination of the events I run, the YGR bloggers, YGR foodies, YGR masterminds, and also even things like these workshops. So income coming in from workshops, from events, from advertising, from the affiliate marketing, and selling my own products like my books or workshops or events.
And as well, you get free stuff from.
Yeah. So I got, in the last year, it's about $30,000 worth of free stuff I've got. Everything from trips like we've done. I'm actually getting flown to Nashville next end of July, just by Lexus. And this time I can't bring anyone.
Oh.
Yeah, this time it's just. I actually said, can I bring my wife and family? And they said, sorry, this time it's just for the bloggers. So Lexus is flying me down to Nashville. Again, it's all expense paid, flight, hotel, food, and they're flying me back. So it's really cool. The lifestyle for the bloggers is a really awesome one. And there's the money side of things too. You can make money blogging, but it's really about the lifestyle because my whole goal is to hang out with my kids. So I don't want to have a 9 to 5 job. I just want to be hanging out with my kids, and doing my blogging, doing my events. And that's what I created for myself. What I wanted was the lifestyle. Created it. I'm not making like 10 figures a month or anything like that, right? So it's like 2,000 to 3,000 a month. So that's kind of my ballpark.
Make sure they give you a 1-year lease on the car.
I only get the cars for 1 week at a time. I've actually been trying to negotiate that. I want one car to be the official Daddy Blogger car, and then I'll get it for a year, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm also trying to get a Tesla review of me on this stage. It hasn't happened.
Yeah,
So 10 minutes left in my part of the presentation, so I'm just going to talk about how I build up my readership. So I build up my readership. How I build up my readership is really through social media. So those are my screenshots from Google Analytics, from Facebook, from Twitter. Instagram is a really important thing to do with your blog because it's pictorial, and YouTube's a really important thing to do because it's video. So it's important to engage your readers in as many ways as possible. So you got to engage them with the verbal, with the written, and then with the verbal, with the kind of like podcasting. So podcasting on iTunes. There's actually a meetup group about podcasting if you're interested. Just go to meetup and type in podcasting. This Monday actually is a meetup about podcasting at MWork Lab and also at G Suite Genius. So if you're interested in that, yeah.
Do you write the website yourself or you have?
I had a designer design my site because I'm not really design savvy, and I'd rather spend my time writing or marketing. So my strength isn't in the design elements. So I actually I did that offshore. I did that in India. So my website was created for $300, including logos, graphics, and everything.
You use emails,
Pardon?
Do you use
Oh, I just have a friend recommending me someone to do websites, and I can give you that contact if anyone's interested. Or I would really recommend Grace over here. Anyone else a web designer? Robin Wong?
Yeah.
Anyone else? Yeah, I mean, the good thing about India or Philippines, those are the two big countries that speak English and they can do stuff for cheap, is it's cheap. But sometimes you have to kind of wait, or there might be a little bit of a language or accent barrier. There's also the time zone thing. But the people I work with, they all work on North American time zone. So they work according to my time, our time here. Obviously, if you meet someone in person like Grace or Robin, you have that personal connection. I've never even met my web designer, just talked to him on Skype. So obviously, it's good to have that personal connection. And, you know, they're more easy to reach as well.
But also local people understand the local culture better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Especially when you're talking about having a localized website,
Yeah.
or if you have something really unique like celiac or something like that, and having somebody that understands it, because they're really interpreting your values.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the branding, overall branding, I think it's important to understand the local culture. And there's also a lot of local culture training overseas too. And this is a whole big debate about, you know, doing it locally, supporting Canadian, or, you know, I mean, going global, right? I don't want to get into that right now. Yeah, I mean, I really recommend Grace. I worked with her. You know, she's analyzed my personal blog, gave me some really good feedback, and Robin as well. And Nadeem, actually, he's done a lot of stuff with me in terms of graphics and design. So all those logos you saw, actually, why we are bloggers, why we are foodies, why we are masterminds. Let's give it a round of applause to Nadeem for that. So yeah, really great graphic designer. So how I built up my readership was really through social media. Just getting the word out on social media. And I know some of you might not be as social media as strong, and David's going to be going into that a little bit more deeper, so I don't want to steal his thunder here. A lot of media coverage as well. That's another strong way that I build up my presence. So being interviewed about fatherhood by all these media channels, just because no one else is talking about fatherhood except me, and I'm being really vocal about fatherhood. And fatherhood's changing, right? The trends are shifting. Fathers are getting a lot more involved with parenting. Moms are working nowadays, and, you know, there's a lot of stay-at-home dads, a lot of flex jobs. So just I think daddyhood or fatherhood is becoming a little bit of a hotter topic. So that's why I'm getting contacted more, especially around Father's Day, getting a lot more interviews. So just this Father's Day, National Post did a story about, you know, my daddy blogger stuff, and that was a TV interview. I'm getting featured on Fairchild. And you know Fairchild? Yeah, over here. So Chinese as well. Chinese TV did a little documentary about me. If you go to daddyblogger.com/press, you can find out all those interviews. Contest giveaways. I shared a little bit earlier about the way to build up your readership is to do contests. So these are some of the companies I did my contest with. Rio Rafting is what Kevin won over there. Nadeem was actually someone I worked with in terms of Big Boss Outfit. He is a marketing director for them, and he offered us a shaver through the blog. So we gave out a shaver to one like that. And then, yeah, these are some of the other companies.
That was all in Ontario.
Yeah, it's in Ontario. So my readers, even though I'm going for hyperlocal, they're also readers. Like there was one in Nova Scotia, one in Ontario, and a few locally as well. This is actually a good point too. You need to figure out whether you want to reach a hyperlocal market or a global market or a national one. You got to figure out local, national, global. And you got to figure that based on, again, what's your niche, what's your goals with your blog, what's your purpose, what do you want to achieve, right? Another way I built up my blog is just doing different interviews. I did one with Warren, I did one with Kevin, but I've also done one with really successful people like Guy Manuel. He's the founder of TED, Chris Anderson. That's a billionaire dad. So I was at this event with David over there. He actually did the video for it, right? Yeah. Yes, look at that. He did the video for this, and it was just me interviewing Ed Mercer, who's a billionaire, and I wasn't interested in the billionaire story, because everyone asked him about the billionaire story. I was interested in how can he still be a good dad and a good husband, and balance his money, and not give all the money to his kids, right? So I asked him questions around that, and Mark Burnett's another famous guy. Any of you heard of him? Yeah. You heard of him, yeah?
You said the name too quick.
Oh, Mark Brunette. Yeah, he's the producer of Survivor.
Not just Survivor.
Yeah, Celebrity Apprentice.
20 million shows.
Yeah, The Voice. Yeah, so he's a really big guy. And I asked him again about that.
You asked him for a show too?
Not yet. Daddy Blogger, the TV show, not yet. I have like the Daddy Blogger web series, right? But, you know, building myself up there.
It is on Survivor.
Yes.
Daddy Blogger Survivor.
Yeah. Actually, we applied for Amazing Race, Robin, right?
Yeah, we applied for Amazing Race, and thousands of people got notified that they didn't get on.
Yeah.
And so we thought we were going to do it. The year before, like, I was notified that we were like in the top 100. So I'm thinking if you have that Mark Burnett connection, you could easily get us on Survivor. Right?
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Ants, eating ants.
Not as easy as that, but yeah. So I kind of sped through my presentation just because we're running a bit late, but I'll be around in the breaks. But I can answer a couple of questions a couple of minutes before Grace comes on. Any final questions from my end?
Yeah, so what would you do differently, knowing what you know?
Yes. The one thing I would do differently is start an email campaign from day one. Shout out to you for that. What I did when I first started my blog is I started getting opt-ins. I had an offer on my website. Started getting people to sign up for it, but I wasn't sending out emails regularly. And Nadeem was going to be talking about that after the break. Really, if I started off again, I would be building up my list from day one because the money is in the list. The money isn't in the social media as much. I mean, there's money to be made in social media, but with social media, you don't really own those readers because Facebook owns them, what Twitter does, right? And all the analytics and metrics are changing around Facebook all the time. You look at the fan pages, right? So I spent all this time building up my Facebook fan page, and now I can't even communicate with my own fans. Unless I pay for it, and how frustrating is that, right? So I'm a little peeved at Facebook, and I think a lot of people are peeved at Facebook, and maybe David, you might touch on that later. But with my email list, I can control what happens, right? And there's this whole thing about Castle, and you know about Castle, and you've been getting hundreds of emails like opt-in, opt-in, opt-in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's called Castle, the Canadian Anti-Spam Legislation. That's what it stands for, CASL, Canadian Anti-Spam Legislation. And Nadeem will be able to answer a little bit more questions about how to not get blocked as a spammer, because what's happening July 1st is Canada's instituting these anti-spam laws, so people can't just get your business card, put you on an email list, and just spam you, right? And again, Nadeem will be sharing about how to avoid being blacklisted. Cool. So I think pretty much done for my first half. Thanks for that. And next up, we have Grace Miles. So she's going to be sharing for 40 minutes, then we're going to have a break. So don't worry, there'll be breaks throughout too, so you won't be just getting content overload or file loaders. You'll get a chance to absorb it and connect with each other as well. So I want to introduce Grace Miles. Do you have everything all set up? Okay, cool. Okay, while Grace is setting up, you know what, we've kind of got to know the tables, but why didn't you actually look for someone you haven't met yet and get to know their blog? And in a couple of minutes, we'll be introducing Grace.